90
Hold on.
day IR.
Guys, oh my goodness, do we have a banger today? Do we have a banger today? Guys, it's gonna be the greatest podcast debate ever. This is gonna be the greatest podcast you guys are ever going to do. Okay? Shout out to everybody so far that's joined in the Instagram chat. Please. You guys really be showing love. You guys really be showing love on that Instagram chat, man. I really fuck with y'all, man. Y'all been really supportive. Shout out South by Southwest too. You know what I'm saying? That changed my life. A lot of supporters, a lot of people that actually like sports that I realized that I made connections with. But you guys already know. Be here with the regular crew. Yeah. We're here with Ben. We're here with Mr. No Sleep Time. Angelo is back. You feel me? This is Bo Keeson and the one and only from What the Hell's Happening Sports. Mr. Nero is in the building. Glad to have you guys back, man. Now, listen, I know we have star-studded podcast for you guys. You guys are not ready for this. I'm telling you, this shit's gonna be crazy. Okay. So, get right into it, man. We're just gonna get straight to the meat and bones. Pause. You feel me? Pause. So, now I have a very important question for you guys. Who is the greatest athlete of their respective sport and why out of these athletes? Usain Bolt, Wayne Gretzky, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Nolan Ryan. Ben, I'm going to start with you.
This might come surprising for me, but my pick is Nolan Ryan. Okay.
Not a bad pick at all.
This guy pitched just 27 seasons from 1968 to 1993. He pitched 2 games in 66. I'm not really counting that. That's just he pitched.
Yeah.
He pitched 3 innings.
Yeah.
He started at 19 years old, ended at 46. Almost 30 years of dominance. He started his career in like the pitcher era that was like between 1962 and 1968. That means like the strike zone was expanded. He was like setting the scene for the most pitching dominated like period in baseball since like the dead ball era in like 1902 to 1919. And for the rest of his career, there was like the turf time era. That was like the pitching mounds were lowered and the strike dimensions were back to their former dimensions. And the offense at the AL was boosted by the introduction of the DH. And in 1969, there was also an expansion going from 10 to 12 teams. Those factors, I think, they combined to produce like an immediate boost in offense. And so, because like runs in the NL went from 342 to 405, the home runs went from 155 to 055 to 066, and the league ERA went from 299 to 360. So to go on Ryan, Ryan's ERA during that time was over 360 in only 5 seasons. 1971 was 2.97, 1978 was 2.72, 1979 2.60, in 1985 2.80, in 1992 was 2.72. He pitched over 280 innings 5 times during his career. That was all during the 70s. 1972 to 84. He played 39 games, started all 39, 20 complete games, and 9 shutouts. 1976 to 84.1. Again, played 39, started all 39, 21 complete CGs, 7 shutouts. 1977, 299 innings, 37, started all 37, 22 complete games, 4 shutouts. 1973, 226 innings pitched, played 41, started 39, 26 complete games, 4 shutouts. And in 1974, that was it, which is the highest of his career, 332.2, played 42, started 41, 26 complete games, and 3 shutouts. at this time, like you barely see pitchers going for 30 games. Now they have 20 complete games. That's just crazy. All of those seasons that I just named, he had an ERA under 3, except 1976, which was 3.36. And they have a 500 winning percentage in 17 seasons. The highest being in 1981, which was over 600 winning percentages in 6 of those 17. And in 1981, that was technically his best career, like ERA wise, but that was like one of the carriers, like the season he pitched the least, because he only had 149 innings pitched. He had over 250 strikeouts in 8 seasons, over 5.5 WAR in 4. 6.2 in 1972, 7.7 in 1973, 7.9 in 1974, and 7.8 in 1977. And he had under a 0 being a negative in only 3 seasons. So that gives like a career WAR of 83.6, a record 324, 292, which is a 526 winning percentage, 319 ERA, 807 games, 773 starts, 222 complete games, which is by far not the most, because there's a guy called Cy Young who got like 700, 800. 61 shutouts, 5,386 inning pitch, 5,714 carrier strikeouts, which is a record. One-time World Series champions in 1969, 2 times ERA title, 8 times All-Star, and it was introduced in the Hall of Fame in 1999, almost unanimously. 491 out of 497 ballots. The thing is, he never won a Cy Young, but was in the top 10 8 times, and it was 7 times in a voting for MVP. Also, he has the most career walks out by a pitcher, which almost 2.8K. But I think that's just because of his long career of 27 years. I just don't think we'll see like another pitcher being dominant for this long. And there's not another guy in that era that comes very like close to him. There was like Bob Gibson in that era. Like yes, Bob Gibson is good. Like Nolan Ryan was just levels above the rest. And like for the others, there was this competition they were defeated other times.
We're gonna flip to Angelo. I think that was great. You made a great case. Now, Angelo, what we got?
Yo, hold up. Somebody said something in the comments about me. Oh, whoever said that, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That is him.
I appreciate it. I
That's
appreciate it.
him.
That's not me. That's not me. I'm telling you guys, that's definitely not my burner account.
No one in their right mind would
definitely
ever say
didn't
that.
delete my actual YouTube account by mistake. And I definitely didn't make that just to roast Ben. No, I didn't make it just to roast Ben.
Why would I get roasted anyway?
My OG account, but that's that. Besides the point. All right, we love you, Ben. Don't worry. I didn't even hear what you said. My thing was bugging out. But the greatest athlete out of their respective sports and why, I picked Paul Rabel. I'm a lacrosse guy. Amari knows that. And off my notes that all right, bro. Off my notes that I have on my phone, he was very dominant during his run during the MLL. There was honestly nobody probably as good as him besides Kyle Harrison. That's probably about it. Yeah, Paul Rabel was a very dominant athlete in his sport. Honestly, the top 3 GOAT conversation is probably him, Jim Brown, and Whoa. But as I was saying, probably him.
Shut up. Be confident.
Probably him, Jim Brown, and what's his name? He played in Syracuse, not the Gate brothers. I just forgot his name. But probably Paul Rabel would probably be the best out of those 3, speaking all time. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean,
He's
I don't hate it because he did create the Pro Lacrosse League too. That's
exactly.
something that nobody else has been. I think that's a good out of all the people that we had. Like that's a good
Yeah.
person to bring up because I know a lot of people don't watch lacrosse. I played lacrosse growing up for pretty much my whole life. So has Angelo. So
Yeah.
realistically, there's no other athlete who's the greatest that created a pro league.
A league.
And
Exactly.
it being the best league in their respective sport. So I will give you that. I can't lie.
Yeah.
You missed that point, but at least that one, that's a big thing. And I feel like obviously he doesn't get the recognition because he's a lacrosse player. But
Exactly. I have a bit more that I could go on.
talk to me. Talk to me.
I mean, he honestly redefined the position of midfield to what we know today. Like now we have like D middies, O middies. Paul Rabel was kind of like if he had to go play defense, you're gonna go see him run down and play defense. He was that sort of guy. He was a two-time MLL MVP. He was a multiple All-Star selection, and he was one of the highest top scorers in the league. Hence why he's probably one of the best to ever do it. You know, at one point, I think he had like the fastest shot with like 110 as a
Yeah.
shorty.
Yeah.
Now we see long pull shooting about 130. So yeah, as a shorty shooting 110, bro. Yeah, you're the GOAT. No doubt about it.
Yeah. So, dude, I mean, for anyone that doesn't know who Paul Rabel is, just go look at the highlights. It's crazy. Just go watch the highlights. He was just so far better in a way, better than everybody. I would say the only person who probably could compete with him as a player is probably Rob Pinnell. I feel like
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
player,
No, definitely.
probably
At
him.
the during like the early 2000s, like not early 2000s, but like his first stint in the MLL, the only player I could see like competing with him is Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, and Kyle Harrison
Yeah,
was really good too.
yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah, he was.
I was watching his highlight tape. I think yesterday I was watching it just cuz he all right. He was I don't even know how to explain it, bro. He was just like very good like on shot on the run. Same thing with Rabel. Like, just they were like the same player, but I feel like Rabel just had more like success. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I
Don't
mean,
get me wrong, I like them both, but Rabel's my favorite.
like you said, bro. You know, he has a great case. If people really were to do their research in the history on Paul Rabel, he does have a
Exactly.
case. But let's flip to Tyler. Tyler, what do you got,
Mhm.
man? I'm
I'm
excited.
going with the man, Mr. Wayne Gretzky. And the main reason that I'm going with him is because I think the gap between him and the second greatest hockey player ever is much larger than the gap between, like, for example, the greatest basketball player and the second greatest basketball player ever. I think he completely not only led his sport, I think he lapped it. I think he's so much ahead of every other hockey player ever. In fact, if you look at some of the stats, he's got 2,857 points, which is nearly 1,000 points or goals and assists combined, which is nearly 1,000 more than the guy who's in second place, which is insane to even think about. And then looking at some of the stats, 1,487 games played, almost 1,500, 894 goals, 1,963 assists, which is the most ever in NHL history. And like I just said, 2,857 points, which is the most, and it's by a good margin too. 1.92 points per game, which is the most for anyone ever, especially over that long of a career. Looking at the accolades, he's got 9 MVPs, 10 scoring titles. He won 4 Stanley Cups, and that's my case for him. I think he completely lapped his sport, not only led it.
Absolutely. No, yeah, and I think you make a great point, and we'll flip the spoke real quick because I'm sure he probably has the same thing.
So
for
yeah,
those watching,
that
I'll put
was
the list
mine.
up.
That was mine, but I have a more in-depth analysis. But shout out Tyler, that was amazing. But for me, I did some research on Gretzky, and to me, he's one of the best playmakers to ever play hockey. He had 50 plus assists in 18 seasons, and he almost missed out on 19 by missing one more assist. He had 49 in that one season. So to me, that's insane. Like Tyler said, 9 MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 4 Stanley Cups with the Oilers. amazing hockey IQ. They literally named the behind the net Gretzky's office because of that, because that's literally where he succeeded most. And to me, that's just insane. And then when he went to LA, I feel like this I might be wrong, but I feel like he helped develop hockey in the West Coast. I might be wrong, but think about it. With LA, sure, he didn't bring in like any Stanley Cups, but he still had dominant seasons where he put the West Coast of America on the map for hockey.
Absolutely. Now, I'll be the I have mine is Wayne Gretzky too. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil it. I have more stats, but Mr. Nero, I'm excited to hear what you have, man.
Well, if y'all don't know,
You're muted. You're muted.
oh, no, I'm not.
No, he's
I'm
not.
muted? No,
I don't hear.
No, he's not.
Look,
Okay,
I
you're
don't
just
hear him.
cooked. You're just cooked.
I might be. Yeah, but
What the hell?
you know, everybody, you know, y'all went with the hockey and all that, but there's one guy that I think everybody, or at least if y'all know me, that's up there, that's on this list right as we speak with Usain Bolt, everybody right there. I think it's this guy right here. I think Michael Jordan. I have to go with Michael Jordan. Now, two things. Well, one, my real name is Jordan. Y'all know me as Nero, but my real name is as Jordan. It was my dad's favorite basketball player. So, you know, he showed some love. My name was either going to be Jordan or Julius after Julius Erving. So I got to show love to Michael Jordan. Now, the reason I say Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky, Nolan Ryan, those are all guys that are GOATs as well. They changed the game, especially Wayne Gretzky for the game of hockey. We know that. I'd say Michael Jordan because before, if you look at his stats and his accomplishments, obviously he's a Hall of Famer, a 14-time All-Star. He led the league 3 times in steals, 11-time All-NBA, Rookie of the Year in 84-85, three-time All-Star MVP, 5-time MVP, 10-time scoring champ, 6-time champion, 84-85 All-Rookie, 9-time All-Defensive, Defensive Player in the Year, 87-88, which he led the league in scoring that year with 38 points a game as well, and a 6-time Finals MVP, and also probably the greatest, besides the Hall of Fame, the greatest team that he's on is the 75th anniversary team, as well as the 50th anniversary team as well. So all those accomplishments do him justice as well. But now, obviously, you know, he hasn't been in the league for over 20 years. Now his stats have been overtaken by LeBron. But I would say it would be Michael Jordan because in terms of the game of basketball, Michael Jordan added showtime to the game of basketball. You look at how the game was played back then with the Bill Russells, Wilt Chamberlain. There was hype to it, but I feel like Michael Jordan added that flash. And with him adding that flash, everybody else after him wanted to be like Mike. You know what I'm saying? Because before everybody wanted to be like LeBron James, everybody wanted to be like Mike. Before LeBron wanted to be like LeBron, he wanted to be like Mike. Before Kobe wanted to be like Kobe, he wanted to be like Mike. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, I just tells it right there. I mean, he averaged, 30 points a game for his career. He never lost in the finals, and he got a national championship as well in the NCAA. So he's 7 for 7 anytime he's been in a winner-take-all series or game. I got to go with Michael Jordan. And he got his own movie. There you go. That's last one.
I love all of y'all, okay? I really do. And I love Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan's awesome. But out of all these guys, would you guys say, other than Wayne Gretzky, there's another guy you could call the GOAT of their sport? Would you guys say that? Because Michael Jordan, as great as he is, there's another guy still playing.
I know.
I know. That's a debate. I honestly, to be real with you, Nero, though, it was either I wasn't going to put LeBron James over Michael Jordan, really. I had to put them both to see if anyone would pick one or the other. I personally think that it was hard for me to choose between Michael Jordan because, just like you said, movies, cultural impact, shoes, a clothing line. He's sponsoring all these schools, NCAA championship, right? The redemption story of him getting cut from his JV team, which he's the greatest to ever play. What other great player do you know right now playing got cut from their JV team? Right. Never been a thing. He had a redemption arc. And the funniest part is that to wrap that all up into the point, there is no other hockey player on earth you could sit here and say could even hold Wayne Gretzky's jockstrap. I mean,
no, for sure.
it just and it was hard for me to go against the grain of Michael Jordan because I know that, you know, he's so well beloved, and even now people still call him the GOAT. And I personally think, even though rings are a team accomplishment, I think LeBron James is obviously just a better basketball player personally.
Right.
But in terms of cultural impact and everything else, there's nobody that comes close probably to Jordan. But I will say, Wayne Gretzky, I don't even think it's a debate because, like you guys said, he led the league in points for half of his career, the most Art Ross trophies in his career. Now, to put this into perspective for you, Gordie Howe has won the second most Art Ross trophies in his career with 6, 4 away. Jaromir Jagr has the highest total among not active. Well, actually, he still is playing in the KHL, isn't he?
He's playing in Europe, but that is his last year.
Okay, so among active players, Jaromir Jagr is the only one that has 1,600 points that's playing hockey at all currently. At all, anywhere in the world. So he's so far well and away better than those two, and they're great in their respect that they can't even hold his jockstrap. And then in each of the years that Gretzky won the award, he amassed at least 130 points during the season. You don't see players scoring more than 115 nowadays. Like, you could say, okay, well, the goalies got better. That's fine. You can have that. But to be this overly dominant and to be this overly good for this period of time, it's what made goalies so good. He changed the sport. So this is where goalies started to really start doing butterfly. Towards the end of his career, goalies started going butterfly. So a lot of what you see on how he changed the game, also, he completely changed the entire tactics of the game. I think that's like a big thing that people don't understand about Gretzky, because obviously not a lot of people who are casual sports watchers watch hockey. So that more so it's football, basketball, and honestly, obviously because of the world, it's soccer a lot of the time. So he doesn't really get talked about in these conversations because people just don't know the sport. But in each of those years that Gretzky won the award, he pretty much averaged 195 points per season in the years that he was the recipient of the Art Ross Trophy. Bro, there's not a single player in NHL history and the last, since him to score over 150 points, if I'm not mistaken. I think the only player who came close, I think it's Nikita Kucherov. I think he's
You are wrong. I just checked. McDavid got 153 and 22-23.
Okay, so I thought it was Kucherov, but I guess
Kucherov is closest to 144.
144. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
but those two, to put it into perspective, right? He averaged 40 more points than the two next greatest, at least in our current era. 40 more, I don't know, to put that in perspective, how hard it is to get assists and goals in hockey. It's a hard sport to score in. The net's small and everyone's on skates. So there's no size advantage in hockey. Really, it's not too much of a thing. It really doesn't matter how big you are in hockey, to be honest with you. One of the best hockey players in the league right now, Cole Caulfield, is up for MVP. He's fucking 5'8", 5'9", and scoring 50 goals. But Gordie Howe, so to put that more into perspective, Gordie Howe has won the second most Art Ross trophies, like I said. In the 1981-82 season, Gretzky broke Phil Esposito's record for goals in a season by amassing 92 goals over 80 games. He scored at least a goal every single game for a whole season. No one has ever done that, ever, other than him. Well, actually, I lied. I think it was, when I was reading it, I think it was either Messier or Marcel Dion. I can't remember. But actually someone did score, I think 80. So someone got close, but I don't think close enough to really go to 90, which is an unheard of number, which will honestly, it's never going to be broken again. I'm sorry.
I can check real quick.
Thank you, Ben. But based on the numbers that today's superstar, the superstars of today, the ones that they're putting up now, it's just by far and away, a lot of these records are never going to be broken. And even for Gretzky, 163 assists, right? So over the top. We've never heard of someone pretty much doing that. His second highest assist total in any campaign was 135. So basically, this dude averaged 135 assists a year. That's
again
for people that don't watch hockey. You don't understand how crazy.
No, that's a lot.
It's great. It's unheard of, bro. I don't think that'll ever be broken. But Ben, who was it that came close for the goals record?
There's two guys that got over 80 goals since the beginning of Gretzky's career, which is 79, 78, 79, and his Brett Hull got 86, and Mario Lemieux got 85.
Okay, Mario Lemieux. Now he's actually in some of my points here. So the good thing is, at least with Gretzky, his only damn near competition was Mario Lemieux. And mind you, Mario Lemieux is great within his own right. He's probably the closest, but to put that into perspective, Wayne's 163 assists, which came in the 1985-86 season, the player who finished that year, second in points, was Mario Lemieux with 141. He had more assists than this nigga had points. What? Like, yo, this dude, unreal. And to be honest with you, like, I wasn't able to watch all of Gretzky's games. Like, obviously, you have to watch the reruns when you go on YouTube and like NHL.com or however you get it, NHL Plus. You can go and watch the reruns. And like, he wasn't going up against scrubs. I will tell you that he was not going up against scrubs. He was in an era where there was some of the best defensemen to ever play in his era.
Some of the best goalies as well.
Ever. And considered some of the best at this point in this juncture. When you have a conversation about the greatest goalies, there's not a lot of current goalies you can think of at all. They're all from his era. So it's not like he was going up against scrubs. It's not like you can make the argument kind of with some other sports. Oh, well, it's softer now. Hockey's never changed. Sports never changed. So that to me for that year was wild. With today's leading point scorers averaging anywhere between 100 and 110 in a single year, amassing 163 assists is just by far and away, it's almost impossible in this day and age to do something like that. It really is. I mean, I players have gotten more athletic. I honestly don't think goalies have gotten better. I do think more so for the most part. I just think that the defensemen have gotten significantly more well-rounded. Whereas in his era, there wasn't too many offensive defensemen. Like, he played with one of the greatest offensive defensemen to ever live, which was Paul Coffey. And he was also a two-way player. So, you know, Gretzky did have great players around him too. I'm not going to obviously take that away from him because you have to have great players to win. You have to have great players to accomplish these types of things. So, but against the era that he played against in totality when it comes to defensemen, he was going up against some of the best defensive defensemen ever to live. And the 894 goals, obviously, Ovechkin broke that, which for those that don't know, Alexander Ovechkin broke that. So I think, you know what's crazy? I think when Ovechkin started his career, I think he was probably the one everyone kind of said he was probably going to be the one to probably break it, to be honest with you, because he was just Ovechkin. If you look at his career highlights, he's just that good at scoring. So him breaking the record was no shock, to be quite honest with you. But that record has been broken. So I guess I'll kind of skip that one because Tyler and Ristos didn't mention that. But other than that, that record stood for, I think, 22,
a lot of years. But that's the
45
only
maybe.
reason.
Because when did he retire?
I didn't mention it though because like I know Ovechkin obviously broke it. That's why I didn't mention it.
Well, because when did he retire? He retired in like
He retired in
99.
1990.
yeah, he retired
something.
when I was like born. So like you gotta think about that. It's like 25
and
years ago
Ovechkin,
that
and
record
Ovechkin broke it.
stood.
Ovechkin broke it last year, which is
That's crazy, though.
26 years.
That's
So,
crazy.
but Ovechkin also hasn't been in the league since he's been retired. So it's pretty impressive that Ovechkin was able to do that. To be
Yeah.
quite honest with
He
you,
started. I
He
think
did
Ovechkin started in
He's like,
06.
what, 42 now?
Ovechkin is
he's
like,
like 41,
It's still impressive to do that at that age, and he's
Oh,
still
yeah.
scoring.
and he's still scoring. Yeah. I think obviously like Ovechkin's
He's
the
40.
greatest goal scorer ever. Now there's no
For
debate
sure.
about that now.
mhm.
So I think that was the one record, but it stood for 25 years, 26 years. So, and you got a lot of talented guys, bro. If barring injury, I'm sure Crosby could have maybe scratched the goal record, maybe. But unfortunately, injuries plagued him. But the most Hart trophies, for those that don't know, that's the MVP award. The most Hart trophies in a career, 9. Similar to his record for 10 Art Ross trophies, especially considering he won all 9 in the first 10 years of his career. He
That's
won
crazy.
9 straight. He won 9 straight. I don't think anyone in any sport has won an MVP.
In their first
I
year.
could be wrong. I don't think there's anybody in any sport who's had 6 straight MVPs, maybe 5. I can't think of anyone. I know Jordan had, I think Jordan had 3, if I'm not mistaken. He won 3 times consecutively And then I think he retired, and then he came back, and didn't he win like 3 more, or
Yeah.
something like that when he came back?
2.
So
Mhm.
that I think that's just as impressive, obviously, as 9 straight. Because to go to play baseball, then come back and just dominate, like that's the only person I probably could say. Now,
White Sox legend Michael Jordan.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you look at the stats.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty awful.
But not to mention, in the 1987-88 season, which is one of those 9 seasons, the rise of Mario Lemieux and his injury, he had an injury-plagued 87-88 season. He would have won 10. He was leading the race, but he got hurt. He would have won 10
Right.
straight MVPs. So that to me is crazy. And now the last couple points I have, and then we'll move on to the next one. I know Gretzky is the only player to have more than 2,000 points in NHL history. Has 970 more points than Marc Messier, who is also his teammate. And to put the stat in perspective for you, a player would need to average just under 143 points per year for 20 years to break that mark. I don't think that's ever going to happen, ever. 50 goals, and he has the greatest amount of goals scored in the smallest amount of games, 50 goals in 39 games. That's crazy. 51 game point streak, never going to be broken, probably. So that's my case for Wayne Gretzky, man. I think, honestly, just to put this in perspective for you guys, my second choice actually was based on greatness. My second choice actually was Usain Bolt. Now, let me just read this to you. He holds the world records for 100 meter, 200 meter, 4x100 relay, all set between 3 years. Fastest man in history, 8 Olympic gold medals, 11 world championship titles, and won the triple at the 2008, 2012, 2016 Olympics. 4 straight years at the Olympics. 100 meter, 200 meter, 4x100. I just want to put that in perspective. Like, people don't give Usain Bolt the respect he deserves, but Usain Bolt is one of the greatest athletes we have definitely 1,000% ever seen. Now, that's why I put him up there. I'm actually not shocked anybody didn't choose him, because it's track and field's it's a nuanced kind of sport. Not everyone watches it here in America. It's more other countries like Europe, they watch it a lot more than we watch it. So the next one, get into it. Good job, guys. You know what I'm saying? Who is the most culturally impactful to their relative sport, and why out of these athletes? Let's start with Spoked. I actually am interested to hear your answer.
I have a nice one. For me, it's Jackie Robinson.
Oh!
Now let me go.
And now
Jackie
these,
Robinson.
for no one that, hold on one sec. For those, these are the
All right.
names that I picked, but I like that you picked a different name. No, that's good. I like that.
Of course. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in the MLB in 1947. And before that, it was all white people playing. And it was a white sport. When Jackie came, he destroyed the Negro Leagues. It wasn't a league anymore. They all conjoined. He helped, for me, this is for history, actually, American history. He helped push the civil rights movement with his effect on the sport. And to me, that's huge if you want to be a culturally impactful player. And then for hardships, he's faced a lot of hardships. Fans, racism, abuse, death threat. You could go on and on.
Mhm.
So let's get into awards. He won Rookie of the Year in his first year in 1947, which is pretty insane, because you wouldn't expect him to win Rookie of the Year in his first year, especially as someone that's a different color than everyone else in the league. He won NL MVP in 1949. He won a World Series, I think, with the Dodgers in 1955. He was a 6-time All-Star. And then my 2 final points, 42, the number 42. Number 1, it's a movie. Number 2, it's retired across the league. No one could ever wear that number ever again. That's huge. And then my final point is he inspired multiple black athletes across every sport. You could go on and on, because what he did, I really think that Jackie Robinson was the guy that got a lot of people involved with multiple sports that are not white. That's my cultural impactful player.
Yo, honestly, I can't believe as a black person I didn't even think of him. That's
That's
cooked.
crazy.
That's cooked. Yeah, I'm cooked. I can't believe I didn't even think. Yeah, I actually don't even feel like my argument's even good enough at that point.
I'm honored to hear that for the first
Yeah,
time.
like-
I'm honored to hear that.
I actually don't even know if I can even beat that. But let's skip to Tyler real quick. See what Tyler's got.
I've got the man, Steph Chef. Look at Curry, man. got
I
Steph Curry.
knew it. Yes.
So let me tell you what. I'm going to talk about on the court as well as off the court. But let me talk about on the court first. Before Steph Curry, the three-point shot, it was a weapon, right? Now it's a complete foundation to the game. He changed the way that teams play defense, not even just in the NBA, but even overseas. He normalized pulling up from 30 feet, pulling up from the logo in a time where 20 years ago you could have gotten benched for doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? He made the off-ball movement and, the spacing, the centerpiece of offense. He changed everything with offense. He changed the way that teams play defense. Talking about, even his impact on kids. If you know a kid or if you have a family member who's a kid and he plays basketball and you go to one of his games and, you watch it, the majority of the kids, all of them, they're shooting threes. Back in the day, I'm not old, but I know back in the day it was about layups and the fundamentals. Now you're seeing kids at practice, they're pulling up from the logo, look at me, look, I'm Curry. You know what I mean? So it's like he even impacted the kids as well as the adults. You see guys like Con Knipple coming to the league now shooting a better percentage than Curry did when he came into the league. I don't know if all these guys that shoot threes like this are a thing without Curry and even, those Golden State Warriors teams. But, off the court, he has campaigns and foundations. He has his the Eat, Learn, Play Foundation, which supports education, nutrition, and, physical activity for kids. He has the Nothing Like That campaign, which what that does is it helps fight malaria over in Africa. So, he's doing things globally, worldwide. And then I can even talk about his, his accolades and stats. Four-time champion, two-time MVP, 9-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA first team, 3-time All-NBA second team, 1-time All-NBA third team, scoring leader twice. He's led the NBA in 7 seasons, 50-40-90 club in 2016. I mean, there's not much else I can say. I think he's the most culturally impactful player across all sports.
Dude, this is a great art. Just as good as Spokes. This is gonna be good. Nero, what do we got for you?
It's funny. I thought I was gonna surprise people, but Spoke surprised me also. But who I actually went with, I know that was excellent. I have to give you a lot of credit.
Yeah, that was wow.
I was thinking about it and I was like,
for sure.
You know what? For sure.
No, that was good. I actually was gonna say Roberto Clemente.
Oh,
that's another good one.
That's why.
I like that. I like that.
My argument's so dead. My argument is so dead.
Now, you know what? I'm going to start out with the accolades first, just to put some, respect on his name. But also after the accolades, because obviously with him being a Hall of Famer, some people know about him. A lot of people don't because he was way before our time. Hell, he was almost 30 years before our time. He's obviously a Hall of Famer. He's won an MVP, a 15-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion, 12-time Gold Glove, World Series MVP, and a 4-time batting title champion, all with the Pittsburgh Pirates. And he actually died on New Year's Eve in 1972 because he was helping people in, I believe it was, I'm blanking right now. Nicaragua. He was helping people in Nicaragua with an earthquake. He was in a plane crash going over there, and he died. So after that, the Roberto Clemente Award was named in the MLB for basically people who have present sportsmanship, are involved with the community, and just contribute, to their team success substantially. I say that he is a cultural icon because, one, you have to do something in order to have an award named after you, and a serious award like that. Just like the Walter Payton Man of the Year, there's a Roberto Clemente Award in baseball. You know what I'm saying? And take away what he did on the field, he was an even better person because you have to have a lot of balls putting your life at risk to go to another country to help them out in need. So, that's why I say him. And I think also, just like the Jackie Robinsons for Roberto Clemente, even though there were Spanish players there, in the MLB at the time, like the Juan Marichal, guys like that, that's a guy right there that whether it's people in Puerto Rico, people in the Dominican, they look up to him because if it wasn't for a guy like that, a lot of the guys in today's league wouldn't be where they are, for a guy like him and even a guy like Jackie Robinson. So both of those guys, they tie in together because they help push minorities, blacks, Spanish, and others to really be involved in today's game. So, yeah.
My argument is so cooked. Angelo. you
Wait,
guys
I
are killing it.
have another thing to say. One more thing. Another shout to go along with Narrows is Sandy Koufax, I believe.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, he also joined in like 1955.
I'd probably
Right.
say based off of
It's
Jackie
not as
and
impactful
Roberto.
as Jackie or Roberto, obviously, but it's still like a name worth mentioning.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
Angelo.
Something happened. I don't know. My
You're
iPad
good.
is bugged. All right. We're running it back with Paul Rabel.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So I mentioned earlier about the MLL, two-time MLL All-Star. No, it was two-time MLL MVP, MLL champ. That too. Can't forget about the championship. But he also did start the PLL with him and his brother. Okay. Plus, as the co-founder, he also played in the PLL. Cause a passion of the game. Like, the love of the game was there. So he said, you know what? I'm on this new world. He's like, I'm about to fucking do whatever I want. You know what he did? He played with the Cannons and the Atlas. Yeah. What's it called? The MLL, they paid like dog shit. So the PLL, they bumped up the pay by like a few, like tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Because back in the PLL, it was like you'd make like $2,000. And that was the pros. And now with the PLL, because you have like all these like advertisements, sponsorships, you got guys being paid like almost $60,000 a year. And that's let alone just from that alone. We have that. He's also growing the game as we speak. He's always hosting like competitions. He's always posting on YouTube, like everything. You could go on the PLL like Instagram. You're always gonna see something there. You're gonna see stuff on his YouTube every year. He does a Paul Rabel camp. Gets like the best kids of the class. He'll invite like the top 100 kids out to California, and they'll have like a 2-day camp. It's like an overnight camp. Cool as hell. Always vlogs about it. Great guy. What's it called? Yeah, like I said, he's the face of the sport. I mean, if you think about lacrosse, you think about Rabel with everything that he's done. I mean, there's nobody else who co-founded a league and played in the same league. Just saying that alone.
Absolutely. No, yeah. I think that's a great argument too. That's another, obviously,
Ball.
a great argument that a lot of people, you're getting hip right now. So for those of you that don't know lacrosse, get hip. Trust me, get hip. Ben, who is the most culturally impactful to their relative sport and why out of these athletes?
I also have Steph Curry, and
Okay.
I focus more on the field impact, because yes, Curry has like different things like outside the court, which is like really important for him and stuff. It's like big impacts. But Curry, I literally pretty much transformed the game of basketball in a way. He shifted the sport focus toward long range shooting. Changed the geometry of the game of basketball. I know Tyler said that. I have more points. He normalized deep 3-point shooting as a primary weapon, just made 3-point shot from a specialized weapon into the game's most essential tool. He made it okay to shoot from anywhere and deep distances like 30 plus feet, creating a new offense standard. His 3-point shooting is so intense. His shooting is so intense that defenders often abandon their coverage to guard him. That creates big the space for teammates to score in the paint. Force opposing teams to play small and faster lineups, reducing the role of immobile big man. At the time, before like Curry's MVP season, or even like before that, 3-pointers were often taken by role player shooters. Curry changed that to a star level primary initiator can be a primary team shooter. After 2015-16 unanimous MVP season, where Curry hit 402 3-pointers, which is the NBA record for most 3-pointers in a single season. At the time, no other players had surpassed 300 in a single season.
Mhm.
Now the top 10 is filled with 300, from players that have 300 plus, and Curry is there 6 different times. That thing that just shows like that the NBA teams just like dramatically increase their like 3 points attempts, shifting the overall like offensive focus from what we had to like high level shooting in 3-pointers. And it directly influenced how teams are built, spacing, space, shot selection. And like made a hold up, made pull up from 30 feet culturally acceptable, like even expected.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah. I mean, Curry, you know. Oh man, I feel like my argument's so cooked now. So many good ones, dude. It's so cooked.
I'm sorry.
Randy Moss is the most culturally impactful to their relative sport. And I'm telling you why. For all the same reasons you guys have Steph Curry, Randy Moss did the same thing. How many guys do you see are 6'4", 215 and run 4 threes nowadays? A lot, right? We see a ton of them. Randy Moss was the first to revolutionize the position itself. It was all about route running. The Jerry Rices, right? The Chris Carters, the Michael Irvins, right? Not uberly athletic, crazy guys, right? Just amazing route runners with great technicality, right? Randy Moss was the first freak athlete with technical ability we have ever seen at wide receiver. At least in terms of when you think of the greatest, Randy Moss has to be the most talented receiver ever to play football. He's got to be. He's 4.25 40-yard dash, 47-inch vertical jump at 6'4", 225, bro. He was the first real Megatron. Literally, he was the first Megatron. Everyone talks about, oh, Megatron was the most talented. I get it. Randy Moss was Megatron before Megatron was Megatron. Let's not forget that.
Yes.
9 years of 10 touchdowns or more and has the all-time record for most receiving touchdowns in a season by a receiver. 10 1,000-yard seasons. Iconic Thanksgiving game where he had 3 targets, 3 catches, 163 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That might be the greatest wide receiver game on the least amount of targets ever. You can make an argument that Tyreek Hill did it in a quarter, but he didn't even after that quarter. I think he had like 20 yards, 30 yards after that specific quarter. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go look up the Tyreek Hill first quarter where he had 200 yards. It'll make sense to you. But he didn't score for the rest of the game. Randy Moss had 3 targets, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns for 163 yards. That is crazy. That is one of the greatest performances I've ever seen from a wide receiver, ever. And everyone and their dad, still to this day, screaming for their sons in the stand, you got Moss, is still a thing to this day. The way everyone screamed Curry and Kobe, there's kids still screaming, you got Moss. TV announcers, you got Moss. They even have a segment on ESPN every week. You got Moss with Randy Moss.
That he runs, exactly.
I think that one, obviously, for people that obviously don't know the history of Randy Moss, because you think of diva when you think of wide receiver. You think of all this other stuff. You think of how he came up short with Tom Brady, the Super Bowl, right? But what people don't understand is that he's second in NFL history with 156 career touchdown receptions. We have never seen a receiver like Randy Moss ever, and he revolutionized the wide receiver position for, honestly, eternity. Now we're seeing guys 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", running 4.3s out there because Randy Moss was really the first guy to be like that. And that's my argument. And, shit, dude, the Jackie Robinson and Roberto Clemente ones, like, those were fucking awesome, dude. I actually like that you guys went against the grain. That's exactly what I was hoping for. So, last question of the night before we get out of here for you guys. Who is the clutchest athlete out of this list. And if you have somebody else, please oblige. But Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Greg Maddux, Wayne Gretzky. Now, I feel like this one's a little bit more straightforward. If you research all of them, we might all have the same answer. We might. So you know what? We'll start with Tyler. I don't think we started with you yet.
Okay. So I'm going to go with Tom Brady.
Yeah, figured. Yep.
He played over 20 seasons. He played in dozens of playoff games, 10 Super Bowls. And then another thing is like where a guy like Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the finals, football in the NFL, every single game in the playoffs is do or die. It's win or go home. And he always showed up in the clutchest moments. If we were on pod or even if we were off pod and I said the words, or if I said 28-3, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Against the Falcons. That's one of the best comebacks in sports ever. It might honestly be the best. And I mean, yeah, a lot of his comebacks, if he was down, came in high pressure situations, maybe playing through injury, playing against elite defenses. So when he went up against the best of the best, he showed up and showed out, and I think that makes him the clutchest of all.
Yeah, I feel like
there's not much else I really feel like I have to say, but
yeah, there's yeah. So with that being said, we'll flip to Nero. I think you might,
No, honestly, excuse me. It's either Tom Brady or Michael Jordan for me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it really is. And honestly, Tyler, if I was going, I was gonna go with Tom Brady, and he took the words right out my mouth. And honestly, that right there, what he said, that's the epitome of Tom Brady. Now, naturally, I know at times, he went to 10 Super Bowls, he lost 3. Was it all on Tom Brady? No, it's a team sport. But every time Tom Brady stepped out on the field, you had a chance to win that game. Whether they were down, whether he had to put the game away with a drive, he always did it. That's why Tom Brady is Tom Brady. And Tom Brady, when all those rings that he got, he didn't want to touch anybody else. He wanted to touch Michael Jordan in terms of getting this 6th ring. And now he got 7. You know what I'm saying? So really, those two guys right there, when you think of the clutch, that has to be the clutch. And like Tyler said also, Michael Jordan, he's 6-0 in the finals. Again, winning the first 3, leaving the NBA, coming back and winning another 3, not losing in the biggest games of his career, along with a national championship. That puts the clutch as well. But I would really have to go with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady, that's a violent game that he's playing. He played a violent game and managed to win 7 Super Bowls. Hell, hey, he won a national championship too at Michigan. So you know what I'm saying? Both of those guys have similar careers because they did it in college. Even though Tom Brady didn't play in that game in college, you could still say he got one. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would have to say those two. If I had to pick between, I would go with Tom Brady, but Michael Jordan. I already said what I had to say about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's up there as well. But those are the guys for real.
Absolutely.
They're like this. Yeah.
For mine, I gotta go with Jalen Hurts. No, I'm kidding.
Then fuck you.
That was
Fuck you. You actually have my hopes up. No. Fuck you. Fuck you.
All right. Let me actually get serious. Yeah, I wanted to be different because I figured most of you guys would be saying Tom Brady. I said Steph Curry. I said Steph Curry.
Okay.
And I have dates, and I think you go, and I don't even need to get in depth. I'm just gonna say these dates: 2016 versus the Thunder, 2022 versus the Celtics, 2015 versus the Pelicans, 2019 versus the Rockets, 2021 versus the Lakers, 2023 versus the Sacramento Kings. I mean, I don't need to get in depth because you guys already know how it all went out. And 2019 was the year they lost to the Raptors.
Yes.
That doesn't count because everyone was fucking injured. That doesn't count. But those dates, I feel like just prove my point. Shout out Tom Brady. I love Tom Brady. He's the reason why we have 6 Super Bowls. But I'm just saying, like, Steph Curry, clutch, shows up when he needs to. Versus the Kings, he had no points in the first half. I think he dropped, actually I have it up. He dropped 50 points in Game 7, I believe. I might be wrong. But versus the Kings in 2023, in Game 7, he had, you can't make it up. So I think
I watched all this. The craziest part is I've watched almost all of this That's the craziest part. That's a good argument too. Like Steph Curry doesn't really get recognized for that either. That's a good argument. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my argument. And yeah. Fuck Jalen Hurts.
Angelo, I know you can't go Paul Rabel for this one.
You know,
Okay. I'm just
you
saying.
guys are going different.
I'll just be honest because he's
I'm
so
definitely
far
not going
by and away
different.
better. But what'd you say?
I'm keeping it repetitive.
Okay.
We're running it back one more time with Paul Rabel. All right. All right.
Bro.
I don't know. He might have an
Yeah.
argument.
I want to
Let
hear
me tell
it.
you something.
Unless you have the stats.
You want me to find the stats? I can right now.
I mean, that is kind of the job here.
I mean, yeah. I just have like just general like stuff about him, about like what he did. But you know who else won a national championship in college? Paul Rabel. You know who he won it with? You know who he won it with? Johns Hopkins. Yeah,
Put Johns Hopkins on the map. He did.
he did. All right. All right. I looked up the years he won the natties because I wasn't sure. But you know what's crazy? He won a natty in 05. I believe that was his freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not wrong. I think that might have been either his freshman. Yeah,
Yes,
because
yes, it was
08
his freshman
08
year.
08 was
08
his
is the
senior
year he
year.
played. Yeah. 08 was the year he played in for the Cannons. So obviously that was his senior year.
Yeah, 08 it was his senior year. 05 and 07, he won 2 natties. I mean, collegiately, he is the GOAT collegiately.
Yeah, and lacrosse is really competitive. For those who don't know, there's a lot of really good programs. It's not like he was going up like against a cakewalk. Like Johns Hopkins now is considered. Johns Hopkins considered a powerhouse school because he went there, literally.
Yeah.
So you got Duke, obviously, the North Carolinas, the Syracuse, the Loyola.
Exactly.
There's a lot of elite lacrosse programs. Maryland, Virginia. I could go down the list, but yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
So from 05 to 08, he recorded 112 goals with 67 assists. So overall, he had 179 points in his collegiate year. All right. Well, let's go to the pros. All right. I should have had this pulled up, but you know.
You're good. You're good.
What was it? Was the MLL? It was the finals. He played on. Was it New York? I think.
The New York Lizards. Yep.
Yeah. It was like tied at one point, and he was like the one who like started the movement back, right? I think it was that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm thinking of a regular season game. I can't remember off the top of my head because this is also. Oh, yo, that Tyler dude, he does know ball. I mean, look at that. I wish I could be on that. Yo, Tyler, shout out to you. Yo, one day you can make it, bro.
Let's not forget he also won a gold medal with Team USA.
He did.
And two-time MLL champion.
I did bring that up earlier. Yeah.
NLL champion as well. For those that don't know.
He played in the box league?
He did.
I did not know that.
He
All right.
won 2010 with the Washington Stealth.
I'll be damned. Yeah. At one point he had the all-time points record with 644 points. And that's been what? Been up for almost the amount of time I've been alive.
He retired in 2021.
Yeah. Well,
So,
they were
I'm not
counting
sure
his.
I'm not sure if anyone's broken it yet, you know?
Yeah, because that's the only person I can honestly seeing that breaking it is probably Brennan O'Neill. Not even
Yeah.
trying to glaze the man, but
Maybe.
he's something else.
Yeah,
He's like a
Brennan
Paul
O'Neill's
Rabel
nasty.
2.0. Yeah,
Pretty
no,
much.
definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, 300th career goal. That was what? His 2011 season? No. 2014 season, I think. When he hit 300.
No. I think it's 2014 from what
Yeah,
I'm
I said
looking at. I could be wrong.
I said 14. First, I said 11,
Okay,
but
yeah.
that was when he won the championship. I think
Yeah,
he was
I think
only at like
2014.
yeah. And 2011, he did clutch that championship up with the Boston Cannons. Yeah,
He
you're
did.
welcome, Amari. You're welcome, Amari. Without
He
him,
did.
you
That
guys
was
wouldn't
more.
have that.
That was more for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm a Cannons fan at heart. I always will be. I
Yeah.
will never be a fan of another team. So I technically got more rings than a lot of people do. I mean, I'm not a
you're right,
Patriots
you're right.
fan, so that doesn't really help that I'm not a Patriots fan.
Yeah,
So I can't really
yeah.
take credit for that. But yeah, I mean, that's a great argument, Angela. I think, obviously for those getting hip to lacrosse, get hip. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's so fun to watch, especially when you got like those 6'5" like guys from Canada who if you watch like Canadian lacrosse, it is so much more different. Yeah, yes, Ben, we're looking at you, Ben. We're looking
Yeah,
at
6
you.
foot. You said 6'5" Canadian guy, so I thought you were talking about Ben.
No. I was talking about another 6'5" Canadian guy. I was talking about that guy. But no, like you see these Canadians, they play so much more differently than what
Yep.
you'll see here in America. It's more like because they're mostly like playing box because like during the winter, that's what they play. They like to like it's either they play box or they play hockey,
Mhm.
and they'll play like actual lacrosse. So it's not an in between from field because they'll rotate through. Like field and box is so much more different. So
yeah,
like,
it's
if
like
you see
flag,
like these like
it's like flag and pad football. Like it's completely different.
I know, but
Yeah.
box I feel like is like so much more entertaining because it reminds you of hockey. It's just that constant up down, big like goalies, big ass pads.
Yeah,
Like,
they do. Yeah, big giant pads too.
I know, and especially thinking about it, the
Nets are
goalie
smaller,
situation.
too. That's
Yeah,
what people
no.
don't understand. They're like the size of hockey nets, pretty much.
They're half the size of hockey nets.
Yep.
But
They
yeah,
are small.
like talking about box and like with the Canadians, like when Canadians like play, like they've been like used to box because like box is what they have up there. So you'll see like compared to like Paul Rabel, you'll watch like a clip of Paul Rabel and you'll see some random like Canadian Syracuse commit, and you're like, oh, who the hell is this guy? He's better than Paul Rabel. No, the hell he's not. Paul Rabel's a GOAT for a reason. Paul Rabel's won 2 natties, a runner-up, MLL championship. He started the PLL. So don't you ever compare some random 6'5" Canadian to my GOAT Paul Rabel ever again. Not you, Ben.
Well, you're next. So I
Oh,
Yeah, no,
he's
no.
next to it.
he's next.
I have Michael Jordan.
Excellent, my nigga. Continue.
Yes. I really, yeah.
Like Nero Jordan said, he's 6-0 in the final. He has all 6 MVPs in those finals, which is the most finals MVP in NBA history. He has like a lot of iconic clutch shots, which we all know the last shot in Game 6 of 1998 finals. That seals like its 6th championship. He has plenty of clutch shots. He's always delivered under big pressure, like often scoring at the end of tight games. He had 16 points in the fourth quarter of Game 6 of the 98 finals. He elevated scoring in the playoffs, which is a regular season, like purely like psychological dominance. Like his two-way impact, like is extended to defense. That's because that's not that I don't have it because, but like he was good on both sides of the ball, which you really have to be in basketball. His success was built like on his like firm belief of abilities, like his confidence. Like he's just like, for me, it's just like the definition of clutch. He's just maintained his competitive edge everywhere he went, even when he was in the later years with the Wizards, putting high scoring clutch performances. Like I debated Tom Brady, but Brady, it's more like we said, football is more of a team sport.
No, yeah,
So-
absolutely.
I have one more thing to say to add on because I know, because I got this guy right here also. Here's the thing real quick before Amari goes also. When we look at Michael Jordan and LeBron James, right? One guy stayed with one franchise and won 6 rings. Another guy went to another franchise to win 2, went back to the original franchise to win 1, and then went to the West Coast to win another one. Now, it's not a knock on him. It's not because
does
he's
matter.
still,
It
you
does
know what I'm
matter.
saying? But it does matter.
It does
You know
matter,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
MJ had Scottie Pippen the whole way in his time with Chicago, right?
Mhm.
LeBron had D Wade when he went to Miami, had Kyrie when he went had D Wade and Chris Bosh when he went to Miami, and Ray Allen, because he cared about Ray Allen with the clutch shot. Had Kyrie and Kevin Love when he went back to Cleveland, and had AD, Rondo, and everybody else on that Laker team in the bubble, the Mickey Mouse one. Now, again, it's not to say that's not taking away that from LeBron, because he still won, but Michael Jordan really got it out the mud with Scottie. I have to say that.
He did.
That's all.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
I
to-
mean, and everyone's gonna sit and say, "Oh, we're like Braun," but Braun also wasn't that clutch. I was being straight up honest with you.
Mhm.
How many people can you think of that saved LeBron's ass? I'm just being honest with you.
Ray Allen, baby.
Ray Allen did. Kyrie Irving did.
If he stuck with Kyrie Irving, he probably would have 6. So if he stuck with Kyrie and they built another team, he would have 6 for sure. That duo was like, to offset it with a point guard who he could go out there and get 30 every night, and you're the facilitator. He hasn't had a guy like Kyrie since then.
Right.
You can say what you want about the bubble, and they can say, "Oh, it's the hardest championship. It was the hardest to play," and all that. No, it's not. There's fucking 40,000 people screaming in your ear. I think that's a fucking factor when you're playing in a gym with no fans, with ambiance noise, no real fans. You have virtual screens with virtual fans buying virtual tickets to watch fucking the game. Like, you can't sit there and tell me, like, I'm not going to sit and say it doesn't count, because they did have to play damn near a full season before that. So I'm not going to sit there and say it doesn't count, but I am going to be objective here for the obvious question at hand. He was far more clutch than LeBron James. And I think Michael Jordan's the only person to compete as far as clutch with Tom Brady. And obviously, I mean, I got Tom Brady. That's my answer. Just for some stats that weren't mentioned: first in playoff touchdowns, first in playoff passing yards, first in game-winning drives and comebacks all time, playoffs and regular season, first in playoff wins. In his 10 Super Bowl appearances, he executed 5 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. He has 24-plus playoff wins, 8,600-plus passing yards in the playoffs, and 60-plus touchdowns in the postseason, all NFL records. Famously led the Patriots back from a 28-3 deficit in the Super Bowl, which is the greatest Super Bowl comeback ever in history. 7 championships, went to a new team after 19 seasons with the Patriots, and won his first year. And in the 2018 AFC Championship game, on his way to a championship, led a game-winning drive in overtime against what we consider, or some of us consider, but I'm a Chiefs fan, we consider the second greatest quarterback to ever live in Patrick Mahomes. So I think that right there, I think that's a closed case as far as anybody else. And Michael Jordan's the only guy. Now, if you guys want to look at Michael Jordan's playoff stats, right? I mean, say what you want about Braun and his playoff stats, but I'm also pretty sure he's played more playoff games than Michael Jordan has. So let me just read these to you guys here. So Michael Jordan's career postseason stat, or we can look at honestly, I'll tell you some of the game log games that he had when he had nobody. Does anybody remember? Well, obviously we weren't alive, but obviously, do you guys know the moment when he scored 63 and carried that shitty ass Bulls team against the Celtics? He basically took the Celtics every year before he had Scottie. He took his team that had no business probably going there, and people will tell you that played back in the 80s. These athletes have said it. He's dragged that team every year to the playoffs. Every year. He did not have a player that could go out there and get 20 like Scottie. He had a bunch of guys around him he had to carry a majority of the time. And I think that's also impressive. And you could say the same thing about LeBron. And you could say, oh, well, LeBron went to a finals and his team was worse. Well, if you look at the stats and you compare it to the years before Scottie Pippen and the years before LeBron went to Miami, that case is closed. That case is closed. So when it comes to being the most clutch, LeBron, you don't got that. You can have all the stats in the world you want, bro. You can. And that's what's made you number one. You've arguably been the best basketball player in history because you're damn near at the top in every stat. But then again, you did play more seasons than Michael Jordan. So I think he's a better basketball player, and that's the reason why I put him one. But Michael Jordan is by far away other than Tom Brady, the clutchest athlete to ever live.
Oh, by the
Now-
way, I was gonna say
I was
didn't
going
mean
to
cut you off.
rounding statements. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
There is if you could share this, there is a picture right there, and it kind of just tells everything. You can't put anybody else in this picture right
You
here.
can't. No.
You can't. And mind you, it's a Bleacher Report. That's when Tom Brady won the 6 back in 2019 with the Pats. But that picture right there, you can't put anybody else. You can't put two other guys. You can't even put two other guys in a picture like that. You can't. Those are the guys right there that when you look at the GOATs, the clutches, it's these guys right here. It's one guy that said, hey, I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be like Michael Jordan. I want to get my 6th ring. I want to get my 7th ring. I want to surpass him. It's just those guys right there. There's nobody else. You can't put LeBron in there. Hell, you can't even put right now, you can't put Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts right there. It's just those guys.
Yep.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
Sitting
That's
by
it.
themselves, man. And
By themselves, exactly.
honorable mention.
Mhm.
Honorable mention. Nikita Kucherov. Honorable mention.
Okay.
He obviously, for those that don't watch hockey, it's kind of hard, but Kucherov's playoff resume is crazy, man. It's crazy. And he's had some very clutch moments in earlier rounds and in the finals, too. In the finals, when he played in the finals, he's had some very clutch moments with some game-tying assists, some game-tying goals. So that's my honorable mention. Does anyone have an honorable? Actually, you know what? Quickly, before we get out of here, is there another? Do we have an honorable mention for the 3 questions? So we'll go around here. For this one, is there an honorable mention you guys have off the top of your head for this one?
I think
Why?
we all said everything that we needed to say for this topic.
What about baseball, though? You don't
for
think
baseball?
you think it's
could go
clear
on.
cut Nolan Ryan's the best player
No.
ever?
No.
Okay.
Hold
No,
on.
hell no.
That's why I think there's going to be I would say honorable mention for me is Barry Bonds. Say what you want about the steroids, bro, but steroids only help you so much. That's
What
what
do you guys think of Ohtani? Or not yet?
Not yet. But when
Not
when
yet?
it's all said and done,
When it's all said and done, yeah.
I think
Okay.
he will. When it's all said
Yeah.
and done, it's going to be hard.
Honorable mention for the future.
Yeah,
I
pretty
do
much.
have an honorable mention.
I mean,
Talk to me.
honestly, right now, besides Ohtani, I think the one guy that you could say that at least the most accomplished right now, it got to be Mookie Betts.
Yeah, for sure.
At least accomplished wise, it got to be
Yeah,
Mookie
sure.
Betts.
That's
Yeah.
a good one too. Mookie
You know what I'm
Betts-
saying? That's
He has
yeah,
crazy. What gold? What is it? Silver Slugger multiple times. Gold Glove.
yeah,
like
Gold
4
Glove,
times.
MVP, 4 World Series.
Fucking
That's the most
4
accomplished
rings.
player in the league right now.
Yeah, actually, that's a good.
It
that's
is.
a good pull.
Yeah. You know, but there's a lot. But that's the thing in baseball; it varies. It really does because you can look at pitchers, you can look at first baseman, second base. You can look at all those guys like a Cal Ripken. You can look at Alex Rodriguez before we found out about what he
fuck
did.
that guy.
You know what I'm saying? No, and I know, but it's just saying like it varies. Some people
Yeah,
might
of
say
course.
Manny Ramirez. Like you could say a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anybody, you could really say a lot of people. It really varies.
I actually have a name.
Talk to me.
For me, I'd probably. This is a hot take, but if you really look into it, I really think Greg Maddux has a good argument.
Oh yeah,
No, he
for
does.
sure.
Yeah.
If
yeah.
you
Up there on the
really look
clutch
into
one.
it, by the way, I can't stand the Braves. I can't stand their fan. I can't stand anything about the Braves.
As a
But
Marlins
if you
fan.
really look into it, Greg Maddux actually has an argument. There's literally an accomplishment. Sorry, there's an accomplishment for him called the Maddux. It's when you pitch a complete game shutout under 95 pitches. The person who just did that was Sandy Alcantara, basically. But
Flex on him.
it's still a fantastic accomplishment you could get as a pitcher. It's very hard to achieve. Let's keep that in mind. But I feel like Greg Maddux 100% has an argument. I could pull up stats right now unless Ben wants to screen share and make my life easier.
For who?
Maddux.
Okay.
Because I really think he has an argument. Nolan Ryan, for sure, by far. But Maddux, I feel like, is a close second. Ohtani's going to get there. But Maddux, for sure, should be a close second. I'm confident.
I have no gripe with that. That's why I put him on the clutch list because he does have some crazy clutch.
He has
moments.
some great clutch moments.
Yeah,
But if
I'm
you
surprised
look
no
at
one
his-
picked him. To be honest with you,
Well, for clutch, I feel like you have to go Brady, MJ, or Curry. But
I don't
just
know.
look at these stats.
Maddox's playoff stats are actually crazy though. like that's why I put him in the clutch. I probably could have put him in the GOAT one, to be honest with you. The GOAT list. I probably
Go into playoffs. Go into playoffs.
I can't. It's just it's
Oh, what the
individual.
hell?
Precision
Okay, whatever.
yeah, I was like, what?
Just look at
The
these.
interim
Look
name?
at that. Let's go to that 123 ERA season. That's just
123?
insane. 1997.
97.
Wait a second. I know that year. That's when we won. Yeah, baby. Anyway. Anyway, just look at that stat line though. It's impressive. Look at all these stat lines. Besides like the early 2000s, of course, but that's when he was declining. But still, to me, I feel like he has a great resume. His usages of pitches were insane. His pitches were beautiful, and to have, like Nero said, to have an achievement named after you means you have to be doing something right. So that's all I have to say.
Now, I have an honorable mention actually.
So do I.
Steph Curry, but that's just me. Steph Curry.
I'm going with the guy that wasn't named.
Who?
Derek Jeter.
Oh
No.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't deemed Mr. October for nothing.
Mr.
Yeah.
November.
November.
Oh, November. Excuse
I
me.
hate that guy. He ruined my team.
Mr.
But,
November. I have nothing to show here.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay, but no, but I don't even hate that because Derek Jeter was amazing defensively too, man.
Yeah, I mean that flip
three-
play
Yeah,
in
the
2000,
iconic
that
jump
flip play in 2001.
Yeah,
That's literally that doesn't happen without him.
he
I
might
have
be the
another
greatest
cultural
defensive
player.
shortstop I've ever seen, other than
Yeah.
Cal Ripken, or did he play second base?
Ripken was a third.
I have
Third
a,
base. Oh, okay. I thought he was a
I
shortstop.
have a cultural honorable mention.
Okay, yeah. We'll skip to that one. Yeah, let's go to the cultural one next.
Okay, so I know I don't watch boxing a lot, but I feel like Muhammad Ali has to be mentioned.
Oh yeah, I don't know how.
I feel like the
my,
fact that
my
some
dad's
people
gonna
have the
kill
mind-
me when he sees
Listen,
this podcast. My dad's gonna
Listen.
He's like, you forgot 3 black people. What is wrong with you?
Okay, to correct, Ripken played both shortstop and third base.
Yeah, but I feel like Muhammad Ali being there is just it's just right. I don't watch boxing. I don't know anything. I'm sure Amari can back me up, or Nero, or anyone here that watches boxing.
Yeah,
But Muhammad Ali has to be named.
no doubt.
No,
he's
for
the
sure.
most. He's the most influential. Like he's the most influential combat sport athlete ever by far.
For sure.
I would say in terms of in terms of boxing, I would say culturally it's Muhammad. I would say Showtime, it's Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, yeah.
Yep.
But Mike Tyson was influenced by Muhammad. That's his
Muhammad
goat.
Ali, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But Mike Tyson obviously is way different from Muhammad Ali personally outside of boxing. But if you want to look at somebody that that stood for what they believed in, you got to look at the guys like Muhammad Ali. And even during that time, the Muhammad Alis, the Jim Browns, the Bill Russells, the Jackie Robinson. Like during that time, it was those 4. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It was those 4. But no, Mike Tyson, no, Showtime wise, Mike Tyson's up there too. But I'd have to give it to Muhammad Ali because you have to give it to the ones who really started the shit.
Yeah.
That's why I said
And
Michael
that's
Jordan.
exactly what
you know?
Jackie Robinson did with baseball. So
Exactly.
So, my honorable mention for this question is Randall Cunningham. And the only reason why I say that is because obviously the stats and stuff, it's not there clearly because but he was the first really to revolutionize the quarterback position as a black quarterback. And he's the reason why we have Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson. He's the reason why we have Josh Allen. He's the reason why we have all these other guys who can use their legs. If you want, you can even put Aaron Rodgers in that category too, because Aaron Rodgers was sneakily good at using his legs. Like people don't really talk about it because he had such a great arm and great accuracy. But I think that's a good honorable mention only because of, like I said, just the cultural impact of how he impacted the sport. Like black
the
quarterbacks
civil
were kind
rights movement, that it just
but black quarterbacks were kind of frowned upon. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't really like there were many black quarterbacks, excuse me. And I guess you could say, I don't know. I think they played at the same. No, yes, they played at the same time. So I don't know if you guys know, but also Doug Williams is another honorable mention. Another black quarterback who revolutionized the sport of football. And
First first black quarterback to win a World Series. I mean, World Series,
Yep.
excuse me. So bugging.
Well, dang.
yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
I said World Series. We talk about everything on my fault.
Yep. No, I knew what you meant. Yeah, but 21-year NFL career. Doug Williams, obviously, like you said, first black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. So I think that those two guys they really just paved the way. I mean, Randall Cunningham was obviously a little bit more dynamic than Doug Williams was, but Doug Williams was obviously a better passer. But Randall Cunningham is the blueprint for Lamar Jackson. He's the blueprint for Michael Vick. Those three guys, strong arms, right? Very strong arms. Although Lamar is the most accurate out of the three, obviously. But Lamar is the one that I think of that realistically he got all the better parts from that. From Michael Vick, from Randall Cunningham, from Doug Williams. He's like all three of them combined in one. So that's my honorable mention for that.
You could also go with Warren Moon. Also, you could throw him in there in terms of like.
Yeah, that's right.
You could throw Warren Moon in there too. Expect arm wise. He wasn't as mobile.
Yeah, he was Lamar before Lamar actually.
Right, but but in terms of his arm strength, he was something like it. Like Randall Cunningham has the strongest arm from back then, but Warren Moon's up there too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Warren Moon, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, you know.
I actually have another honorable mention for this.
Talk to me.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Otani definitely are paving the way for Asian baseball players.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I loved Ichiro growing up. I didn't even like he was on the Mariners. I didn't even like the Mariners. But Ichiro was awesome. He had the most like unorthodox swing, but it was like
it still worked.
It worked. Like the kind of you see, like he kind of paved the way for like he didn't have a crazy leg kick either like that.
No.
His swing was so, but I loved it, man. He was defensively, he was awesome. He was a great defensive baseball player. That's a good pull, Ben. What you got
for this question? You put me on the spot. I wasn't thinking of anyone.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Jalen Hurts. No, I'm kidding.
Now get your ass out of here.
I got one.
All right, let him go first. Let him go first.
Okay.
You go first. Yeah.
Yo, hear me out. Carey Price. Hear me out. Carey Price. Tell me.
No.
I said hear me out. Carey Price. He was that Montreal. He was Montreal's team. That man was the only good player on the Habs for I don't know how long. Ben, how many years?
If he was so good, they should have won a Stanley Cup.
No. And
he was the backbone of that team.
Thank you, Angelo.
I don't even know who the fuck
he was that backbone of that team. He was that team.
I don't.
He was that backbone. I don't care what y'all say, bro. Carey Price.
If he was so impactful, shouldn't they have won a Stanley Cup then?
No, wait a minute. Wait. So if he's so culturally impactful, he's Canadian, correct?
Yeah.
There's multiple Canadian goalies.
Okay, and Wayne Gretzky is what? And Wayne Gretzky is what?
Canadian.
Man, shut up.
Yeah. See, yeah. Sorry.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo,
you fuck out of here.
Yo, I changed it to Jalen Hurts. Fuck you guys.
I changed it. Even worse.
Kick him.
No, outplayed Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls.
Get him going. Yo, Amari,
better
get him
stats
going.
than Mahomes.
Get him going.
Better looking than Mahomes.
Get him going.
Bro said he's better looking than Mahomes. You're
I didn't say that. I just
hey, I gotta have an AO sound. I gotta have an AO sound because you hurt sexuals. There's no more bronze sexuals. We got hurt sexuals in 2026.
Yo,
that is crazy.
Hold up.
Get him going.
Yo, Spoke, shut up.
Protect his ass.
Shut up, Spoke. Shut up.
Angelo.
I'm just saying, bro.
Carey Price. Okay, what? Okay. I want to hear. Okay, Ben, can you explain? Why would you think that's an honorable? I know you're Canadian, so be unbiased, please. Don't be biased.
That's not the thing is, that's not even my guy.
Okay,
I wouldn't put him on.
Angelo.
Yeah, no, that Canadian shit ain't going here.
I would put.
Look at this.
I would put Marc-Andre Fleury before Price.
Oh, that's
okay.
Valid.
Yeah, that's valid. No, that's really valid. Yeah, absolutely.
Flower, that's valid. I love Flower. He was insane.
I've got one when he's done.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ben. You paused for a second. I'm sorry. Sometimes when you pause, I don't know if you're done or not.
Yeah, no, that's fair. If you go player, that my first pick would be Sidney Crosby.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's no McKinnon, there's no McDavid, there's no Celebrini, there's no like the stars of this league right now. There's no guys without him. like
sure.
in this league, you ask like most players, the idol is gonna be Sidney. Like
I think
the guy's gonna be
Bedard
Sidney
went on
Crosby.
record saying that he idolized Sidney Crosby.
Yeah,
So did,
that's
Celebrini.
So
did
did
Celebrini.
Celebrini.
Yeah. And McKinnon and McDavid, that's their
Celebrity was literally in the crowd when Crosby scored the 2010 goal medal.
Yeah, which is crazy. I can't imagine watching that.
Celebrity was
That
there in the
shit would have
crowd.
been, as a kid, that shit was probably crazy. I know as a kid, I cried.
And
that,
you want to?
that was
you wanna know
2010.
something?
I was at Wachusett Mountain, like snowboarding
Wachusett Mountain mentioned.
with my aunt and my, I think it was my aunt, my mom, and my sister or something. Can't remember. But I remember exactly what I'm eating, right? And then we scored the game tying goal. And I go back into like where you buy the food at Wachusett and all that other stuff. You go back in there. And actually, no, it was Neshoba Valley. I'm sorry, Neshoba Valley.
Oh,
not
that's right
Wachusett.
near me.
Neshoba Valley. Yes, that's where it was. It was Neshoba Valley ski area. So you go back into like the little place where they sell all the food, right?
Right.
And I'm looking at the TV and I'm walking in and everyone is standing up it's packed. And Canada scores and people start crying. It was crazy, bro. That was like the craziest sports moment I've probably ever been like a part of in a live setting as a kid. Like that was actually really crazy.
To continue on Celebrini was like 3 years old at the time.
I want to hear Tyler's. Tyler had one.
Yeah,
I thought I'd go ahead.
I've got one nobody said yet, and we're switching things up, going to tennis. I think Serena Williams has to be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
Would you
So
say Tiger
tennis
Woods
now.
for golf?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I would.
Absolutely.
Black
Despite
athlete, Amari, you're lacking, bro.
the DUIs, you know.
Despite the DUI,
Yeah.
but Amari,
You
you're
know,
lacking, bro.
I am. I know.
You're
It's kind of
lacking.
cooked. It's kind of cooked.
That's like
My
4 mentions.
My family might cook me. Next time I see them, they might
Your
cook me.
dad's gonna watch this podcast. He's gonna be like, "Really?"
Yeah.
You know what?
Pretty much.
Roger Federer. We can't get
Roger Federer,
Oh,
yeah.
that's true. That's a good pull because Roger
Nadal.
Federer, I think
Nadal,
Nadal,
yes,
Djokovic.
Nadal.
But I'd say
I would
Roger
say-
Federer because
I'd say
Federer,
Roger
I would put
Federer
Federer as well.
more so because you don't see a lot of Swiss tennis players. He was like the first Swiss
Yes.
tennis player to really
Yeah.
break through. Whereas like there's a lot of Spaniards that come from Spain. Nadal though, he's like the GOAT of obviously all the Spaniard players. But like Federer was the first Swiss player to really break through and open the door, and now you see a lot more Swiss tennis players. That's a good pull, bro.
And,
love that
and Nadal definitely influenced a guy like Alcaraz. Which is
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
number
Yeah,
one now.
absolutely. For sure. The last question, honorable mentions. Go ahead, Nero.
No,
Well,
I will
both
say
last
I know we've kind of mentioned it before, but obviously because I know Amari's thought about it too, and we've talked about it, outside of this. David Ortiz is somebody you
Yep.
can go with, especially from the 2003 World Series that the Red Sox won, because every time they were in it, he was the guy that really
Yeah.
set the tone. You know what I'm saying?
That homer to tie the game versus the Tigers in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Huge.
Like that's really like if you have to think of somebody, Mr. Clutch, at least in our lifetime, besides a guy like Derek Jeter, it got to be
You
David
could also
Ortiz
say
also
he's
when it mattered.
cultural too, with the Boston bombing and how he was on the mic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You just took the words out of my mouth. Yeah,
You're
that
welcome.
too. Also, he was
Exactly.
a big staple of that, and everybody remembers that moment because it was
Exactly.
This is
Red
our
Sox
fucking
game.
city.
It was the Red Sox. Dude, the whole state was on hold. So that
Yeah.
obviously us in Massachusetts, we know that the whole state was on hold for like
Yeah.
who knows how many days. So that was like a big thing because the first Red Sox game back, bro, dude, the stands and there were people standing outside the stadium, like standing, crowds wrapped around Fenway Park, the whole entire thing. And when he said that, you could hear it outside the stadium and inside the stadium, people screaming in the street. Like, yeah, he's a big face of, I think honestly,
Boston.
dude, he might be like top 3, bro, in terms of like faces of Boston sports. Like, I'd
For
probably,
sure.
I'd
Yeah.
probably say Larry Bird and Tom Brady probably take the cake just because of Tom. They're both of their greatness, and
Yeah.
Larry Bird saved the NBA along with Magic Johnson, which a lot of people don't talk about because it was
Mhm.
such a long time ago. But that
Yeah.
did happen, and I think those two are undisputed too. But David Ortiz for me is third. Like as a kid, David Ortiz was like he was my favorite baseball player on the Red Sox. He wasn't my favorite baseball player at the time, but he was my favorite on the Red Sox.
Right.
And being a Red Sox fan and growing up in that era, bro, there was nobody at that time that was greater than David Ortiz other than Tom Brady. Because remember, Celtics only won once. Paul Pierce had a couple bad seasons. He also had to play with Antoine Walker his rookie year. Like we don't remember the Celtics during that time for their greatness. We know it now enough to a point because they obviously, that big three kicked off the amount of years that we've had with playoff appearances and the last championship, and we're on our way to potentially winning another. So we remember it for this era, whereas that era, it's hard to say anyone other than Tom Brady, other than David Ortiz, was the face of Boston sports for a long time. And I would say my honorable mention for this is a player, his buddy Manny Ramirez. That's my honorable mention.
Yes.
Athlete.
Yes.
You can go with Pedro too.
Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro.
Bro,
Pedroia.
Manny Ramirez, the reason why I say Manny, bro, is because he was so wild. Like him and Ortiz, if you remember like the clubhouse stories and eating chicken wings and everything in the clubhouse, like that was a big thing. They were making a big thing and a big deal about them partying, drinking. And these two showed up every October. It didn't matter how much beer they drank. It didn't matter how much weed they smoked. It didn't matter how much chicken they ate in the clubhouse, bro. They were winning games.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. And people don't remember Manny Ramirez enough because David Ortiz and Pedro overshadow that. But Manny Ramirez was a very, very integral part for those moments. And he had some very clutch hits and very clutch home runs in those situations too. So that's my honorable mention for that one.
No, yeah, I mean they reignited the Red Sox Yankees rivalry. They did.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? Like that's why I would go with also. I would say somebody else in terms of Boston from way back in the day, especially hockey. You got to go with Bobby Orr also.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean that's
yeah.
you know, and really like Amari said also in terms of guys that you would put like on the Mount Rushmore of Boston, it got to be Tom Brady, David Ortiz, Larry Bird, and Bobby Orr. Because I mean, at least with Bobby Orr, they won the Stanley Cup a few times. Now it took forever, 39 years for them to win another one. But Bobby Orr, I mean, shit, for a while, Bobby Orr, Phil Esposito, those guys back then, they were something. Beantown was hockey town, and it still low-key is. They still love hockey. We still love hockey here in Boston. But now, obviously, the Celtics, Pats, Red Sox, since back then has overtaken. Yeah, the Bruins have won, but the Bruins have also come up short, in the times that since we've been alive. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, too, because we look at the Red Sox and the Pats so differently from how we look at the Celtics and the Bruins, at least here, because the Pats were historically bad before we were born.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't even remember. We don't even talk about that because it happened long before we were born.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with the Red Sox, right? Like the Red Sox, they were really bad for a long time, for a very, very long time before we were born.
Right.
And then when we were born and we were kids, that's when everything changed. And the Bruins sucked. The Celtics sucked. So the way we view the Patriots and the Red Sox, they've been, the forever greatness has been crazy. And I know the Red Sox have had some middling years, but their middling years haven't been like the Bruins and the Celtics where they've missed the playoffs a couple times. Like their middling years have been going all out and really trying it. I don't think the Bruins have gone all out since 2019. Well, you could say 2023. I don't really. I guess you could say 2023 because that trade line, we got Tyler Bertuzzi and we got Orlov and a bunch of other guys. So I guess you could say 2023. So mistaken on the wording there, but you get the gist of that. So the gist of that is how I feel about it too. That's a good pull though, bro, because that era, dude, that Bruins era, bro, man, this town was a hockey town, bro, because the Celtics were great already during that time period, right? So you got to remember, the Celtics were already great for the 50s and the 60s.
Right.
Dominated. And then the 70s came, they were still good.
Right.
They still kind of were good, at least in the beginning. And then up until they got Bird at the tail, like from mid-70s to the end, they kind of tailed off a little bit. Right. But other than that, yeah, man, I mean, I think, another guy too, John Havlicek. I mean, I know that's an old one, but
fuck it, Bill Russell. Bill Russell got 11. And he got 2 as a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Speaking about basketball players back then, if we're talking about clutch athletes, we can't. I did some research. I'm sorry, I don't know that. I don't know him. I've heard of him, but we can't leave out Mr. Clutch Jerry West.
Yeah. NBA
Talking
logo.
about Bill Russell, if we're talking about that era of basketball, we cannot forget Jerry West.
Yeah, NBA logo. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I got one more. This is going back to the culturally impactful topic really quick.
Mhm.
And this is not only just a player, but this is a moment. I think we have to not, or I think we can't forget. We have to remember when Paul Pierce shit his pants, because I think that let it be known that it's okay to take your shit, even if you're playing in a big game. So,
And honestly, and I'm kind of glad you said that also too, Tyler, because even when Amari said about Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker, people do forget that Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker did go to an Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Paul Pierce did take a team to the Eastern Conference Finals, when we were babies, when they weren't even expected. So he can say that he just had no other help, no bullshit. Because Antoine Walker is, and
D Brown was
nigga
good,
lost
but
everything. Can't trust that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
He lost everything while he was in the league. Like, damn.
Right. He got a ring with the Miami Heat, but that don't mean shit.
Yeah, he was no fact. That's a good pull though, bro, because they had other than like you said, other than Antoine, Paul, and I think D Brown, that was it. There was really nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Ben, do you have for the last one here? You have one for the last one?
Well, I did say mine. I was Derek Jeter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's how we started that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you guys already know, man. What a fucking podcast, man.
This was probably my favorite of all time.
Me too.
Yeah, this was easily my favorite podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna do more stuff like this once a week, guys, just so you guys you're not forced to feel like you have to watch the Red Sox or the Bruins or the Celtics or all that or the Blue Jays. We want to keep it, in tune so you guys can watch some stuff that, more objective conversations, good debate, good polls. I love that segment we did with most appropriate passion. That was awesome. I can't wait to clip that. No way I'm letting the AI clip this episode. I will do the work.
Yeah, please do.
Before I go to sleep. But yeah, guys.
They called Higgins.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I didn't even spell the shit right in the captions. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get to work on that tonight before I go to sleep. I'll be in Discord with Tyler and Ben probably, and maybe Nero if he wants to hop in there. I might play a couple 2K rec runs. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us, man. I also got to eat because I'm doing a 24-hour fast. So you boys got to eat, man. Another day in the books. Wednesday. Spoke. I know we're
almost done.
You're ending yours after 7 days, but I'm not ending mine after 7 days.
I'm almost there. 3 more days. Well,
I'm gonna continue see how far I can go after the 7 days. I'm gonna try and do the 40-day challenge. Obviously, it's religious, obviously, but the 40-day one. That's the one I'm gonna do. I started with the 7 days with Spoke to get started, so we've been killing it. To everybody that was here, thank you, Ben. Angelo, I know he's not here. Ben, no sleep, Tyler. Mr. Spoke Speed Center, and the one and only from What the Hell is Happening Sports, Mr. Nero. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you. Shout out to the Instagram chat. Shout out Twitch. Shout out YouTube. See you guys tomorrow.